Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Cats TV. Good morning. How y'all doing? Scott McElravy is joining us today. We are starting our conversations with high school basketball coaches as it's coming, folks. When do we guys start practice? Like a week from now?
We start the 11th. Yeah.
Starting on Veterans Day. Practice is coming, and we're going to be talking with a few of the coaches of some of the teams that we carry. I've got Phil Lieb set up. I'm supposed to get Pete Cockleasier in here from Salem. Supposed to get Josh Zink, but I don't have all those set up quite yet. But we'll be getting all those folks in here as we're starting. It's coming up. It's all brand new now this year, isn't it? Everything changed. Anything changed?
We don't have a shot clock yet.
No shot clock, but it's coming.
26, 27, I believe.
It's coming. We'll keep all that's actually we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Sure.
I think that's going to be a heck of a change around here. But what is going on in and around your area here on this gorgeous Wednesday, November 6th, a cool event up in Effingham. This is at the Effingham Event Center at the Hall Bar and Patio. Of course, you know where that is. That's out on West Fayette Avenue. From 12:30 to 2 o'clock today, it's the Flightless Honor Flight. The Sarah Bush Lincoln and the Effingham City and County Committee on Aging, ECCCOA, as well as Senior Services of Effingham are partnering with the Land of Lincoln Honor Flight to host a flightless honor flight, specifically developed for veterans who anticipate that they might not quite be physically able to withstand the rigors of an actual honor flight. Doors will be opening at 12:30 this afternoon at the Effingham Event Center. The event will begin at 1 p.m., reception and parade from 2 p.m. until 2:30 today. This is eligible for World War II era veterans as well as Korean War era veterans and the Vietnam War era veterans. It's amazing to me the Vietnam era veterans would be, if you served in 1965, that makes you 80 years old.
My dad was a Vietnam veteran.
How old is he getting close to 80?
Well, he passed away in 2020, so yeah, he would have been, he'd be 76.
Yeah,
this year, 77.
My father-in-law is turning 76 next April. So
there you go.
And he served in 68 and 69. So if you served early, you're not getting any younger either. None of us are. But that is going on this afternoon. Again, now reservations are required, so you can probably still make a reservation today. If you contact Senior Services, ask for Linda. The phone number is 217-347-5569. And again, give Linda a call. Each veteran may be accompanied by a guardian who may assist the veterans through the adventure. Top priority is also given to veterans with a terminal or critical illness. And those would be the folks who probably couldn't make the honor guard trip, the honor flight to Washington anyway. So outstanding that these folks will do that. Again, this is to honor local veterans, especially with Veterans Day coming up. That is a fine item. What else going on today up in Effingham? I couldn't find anything around here on Wednesday, November 6th. Up at the Village Wine in Effingham, enjoy a songwriter open microphone night, open mic night. It's every Wednesday, hosted by Bill Poss and the Poss Music Work folks. Sign up to play or come just and enjoy the show. That'll be at 7:30 this evening at the Village Wine in downtown Effingham. Anything else going on today? I found national stuff going on today. Ladies and gentlemen, November 6th, this is when we celebrate. I put the wrong picture up there. I've got that one, and I've got that one. I've got the other pictures. This is National Nacho Day. I had great-looking pictures of nachos. I was going to make you hungry. You were going to just sit there and salivate for the nacho pictures I had.
I don't mind nachos.
I might show them later.
Yeah.
I'll show them later. Today is National Nacho Day. First created when, okay, now this is quiz time.
Okay.
This is quiz time. You know, I always ask you questions.
You do.
You do. And you learn things on this.
Yep.
First created, what decade of the 1900s were nachos first invented?
Wow.
In Mexico.
Oh, in Mexico.
In Mexico.
So I'm going to say it's a pretty recent U.S. thing. I'd say that's probably in my time.
Yeah.
But in Mexico, I'm going to say the 30s.
1940, so close.
Oh,
I'll give you a prize.
Okay.
I'll give you a prize anyway.
Okay.
For again, the history tells us that Ignacio Nacho Anaya created the original nachos in 1943. He was the maitre d' at the El Moderno restaurant in Piedras Negras in Mexico. One evening after the kitchen staff had left, a group of U.S. Army wives stationed at Fort Duncan in Eagle Pass, which is on the Texas side of the border, they came into the restaurant after a long day of shopping. They were hungry and asked for a snack. He prepared some tostadas, cut them into triangles, and topped them with shredded cheese and sliced jalapenos. Heated the dish in the oven, and they were such a hit with the Army wives that they named the snack Nachos Special before he could make another batch. So there you go, 1943 nachos. The popularity of the new dish spread swiftly throughout Texas and then the American Southwest, and has gained millions of fans all over the country and all over the world. What's the best way to eat nachos? You just kind of make it your own way, ladies and gentlemen. As I don't like sour cream on mine, but you might do. What's your favorite nachos? See, now in Memphis,
you could go.
In Memphis, they have the barbecue nachos.
Yeah, the burn-in nachos are great. Yeah, I've had burn-in nachos that are great.
Who does that?
Just specialty places. We've had them down in Florida before.
Nice.
I'm back and forth with sour cream. My wife loves sour cream. I'm just okay with it.
Yeah. How about say the avocado stuff?
So that is, I like most things food wise. Avocado, anything. I'm still not great.
You haven't quite.
Nope. I usually hold the guac.
Hold the guac.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the worst. I'm the worst person to eat nachos with anybody, because I will hold the jalapenos. I don't want the jalapenos on there. I don't want the sour cream on there. I don't much care for raw onion. So I mean,
I'm not a big raw onion fan either. So I'll agree with you there.
But we can celebrate.
I think
nachos.
We can make it work.
We can make it work with salsa and with lettuce, tomatoes.
I'm in on all that.
And the pork or the hamburger, however you want to do it. That's a wonderful way today to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you heat your nachos before or after adding the toppings? Actually, most people will heat it up after they've added the cheese, but then throw the cold toppings on top afterwards. That makes it kind of good. What else is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? This is National Saxophone Day. Commemorates the birth of the woodwind's inventor, Adolph Sax. All right, I'll give you that one. I've already asked you one. I'll give you 20 years either way. Give me the decade that Adolph Sax invented the saxophone.
So I'm going to say the saxophone's been around a lot longer than nachos. That's my first thought on that.
It's been around a lot longer than nachos.
I'm going to say this is in the 1800s. Let's go 18.
This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
This is so cool.
Let's go 1860.
1860. I said 20 years either way. You win, ladies and gentlemen.
What do I get?
I've got prizes for you. I'll get you a prize.
All right.
Born in 1814, he invented the saxophone on June 28, 1846. He received a 15-year patent for the instrument, and it encompassed 14 different versions of the fundamental design, split into two categories of seven instruments each, and ranging from soprano Nino to contrabass. After his patent, Adolph Sax's patent expired in 1866, several different saxophonists and the manufacturers implemented their own improvements over the years. Many great saxophone masters have graced the world, including, of course, Charlie Parker, Grover Washington Jr., and Jimmy Dorsey. And Kenny G is, I guess people would consider a great sax player. So, yeah, November 6th commemorates the birth of Adolph Sax, born back in 1814. So that's go out and listen to some good saxophone music tonight, or put something on the stereo, and then you can get that romantic mood going in the house. Now, here's a good one. Since he is a coach, he probably doesn't need this at all, but it is the first Wednesday of November. That is National Stress Awareness Day. On the first Wednesday of November, this aims to identify and reduce stress factors in your life. Everyone has stress. Some stress is good for you, so it helps folks to respond to life's changes. It's your body's way of protecting itself from harm. However, too much stress can cause harm and other family health issues. Once folks identify the causes of stress in their lives, they can begin to eliminate or reduce stress. Some tools that help with that include developing coping skills, identify and let go of the things you can't change, exercise to help you let go of built-up anxiety. Folks that get a lot of exercise, they seem to run off stress, and maybe eat a balanced diet to fuel your body so you're better able to cope with stress. Can stress be a good thing? I'll ask you again. I'm basically asking you all the questions today. Can stress be a good thing?
Let's see. I'm a Cubs fan and a Illini football fan.
Oh, no.
So stress.
Illini basketball, too.
Illini basketball, stress, and I'm a coach. So, yeah, stress is always in my life.
Yeah. It's always there. You got to turn it into a good thing.
You do. And that's just something that you got to learn to manage, I'm sure.
Can stress be a good thing? Yes, it can.
I think so, yeah.
Psychologists call good stress eustress, eustress. This good stress is missing one element that would make it bad stress: fear. Basically, fear is what makes good stress bad stress. I hadn't really thought about that. Without fear, you tend to look forward to these stressful moments with excitement and even maybe a little bit of anxiety, but then you might experience good stress when you're anticipating good things to happen, like if you're planning a party, playing in the championship game, completing a final exam for a degree, or preparing to go on a trip. That's good times of stress. While good stress may not last long, it motivates folks to reach for what good stress may bring. So some folks help use stress to help them perform better. I know a lot of people who have used stress to perform. They just if it's a close game, they play like garbage. If it's the other way around.
There you go.
Yeah. See, it's better off the other way around.
Sure.
Playing better in a close game.
Sure. Focus
okay.
a little better, maybe.
Focus. Yeah. Yep. There you go. Makes you focus a little bit more. What do you want to see?
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that has set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hey folks, a little bit of a mistake hitting that. I hit it early. I hit the commercials early, but we'll go. I've switched to cameras, by the way. We're on that
Okay.
now. So yeah, but that gives me an opportunity to show the nachos pictures.
There you go.
See, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is no, that's not the nachos. There's a good looking. But you see, there is no way I would eat this because it's got black olives on it. I can't even pick black olives off.
Yeah.
I would refuse it and ask them to make it again.
So I'm okay with black olives,
No.
but I see that looks like fresh onions on there. Or maybe that's
Yeah, it's got fresh onions on there. Yeah,
No, I would pick those off.
yeah. I see. I'll continue to eat the nachos if they have the onions on them, but I will pick them off.
Okay.
But even the olives taste on the nachos. I'm not going to touch that plate of nachos.
Yeah, they can-
I could pick the olives off, and I still wouldn't eat it.
They can kind of bleed onto the chip.
Yeah, they'll bleed onto the chip. As I had another one. See, now that's the perfect one.
That's better than the first. I will agree with you there.
That's just basically cheese and meat, maybe a little bit of beans.
Yep.
Yeah, that will make a meal right there. While you're looking at that, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't get a chance to tell you what's on TV today. Here on this Wednesday, November 5th, college football. It is Ohio at Kent State. Maction is going on. That's at 6 o'clock on ESPNU, and then on ESPN2, Northern Illinois at Western Michigan. NBA basketball, ESPN has a doubleheader, Golden State at Boston at 6:30, followed by Philadelphia at the Clippers. And by the way, I'm going to give you, now folks, I know over the years I've given you the phone numbers, the channel numbers. If you were using the box, well, we're converting folks away from the box to the streamer thing, right? So I'm going to give you the channel numbers on the streaming to make the switch easier for you. ESPNU is where that first football game is. That's channel 365. ESPN2 channel 361. NBA basketball doubleheader on ESPN. That's channel 360 from at 6:30 and 9:30. FanDuel Network, the former Bally, which was formerly Fox Sports Midwest, they've got Orlando at the Pacers tonight. That's at 6 p.m. And that is channel 370. Chicago is at Dallas. That's on the Chicago Sports Network at 7:30 tonight. The former Chicago NBC Sports Chicago. That's channel 353. See, these are changing all up. Then there's TNT, which has the Red Wings at the Blackhawks, and that's channel 273. And finally, I've got the 4 NCAA basketball games. Doubleheader on Big Ten Network, 358. And Wagner versus Rutgers, SIU Edwardsville versus Indiana. Both Rutgers and Indiana are ranked, so I wouldn't expect you never know when somebody's going to get an upset. Also, number 3, UConn hosts Sacred Heart. That's on Fox Sports 1, which is channel 366, pardon me. You know what the Sacred Heart team mascot is?
Oh, let's see. Growing up in Greenup, there was Sacred Heart out of Effingham.
Entirely different.
Yeah,
Sacred
I'm
Heart.
gonna guess that. It's probably something random.
Sacred Heart was you had St. Anthony you had Effingham Flaming Hearts,
And then the Bulldogs.
St. Anthony were the Bulldogs. Sacred Heart was out of Springfield.
Okay, so were they the Griffins or something like that?
I believe they were the Griffins.
Okay.
Yeah, they were the Griffins.
I don't even know what
I don't have a clue. I didn't have a clue. I had to look this up. I just
Okay.
thought you were really going to astound me if you got this right. I was
Okay.
I was going to be very astonished. The Pioneers.
Yeah, I am rooting for the Pioneers, by the way. I'm not.
Against UConn?
I am not a UConn fan.
Yeah, I am too.
For
Good luck.
one specific reason. I was there for that.
Yeah,
That was awful.
well, you see, now the cool part is when you were there for that, you were also there for the Thursday night
I
game,
was,
right?
and that was great.
Yeah.
And Boston was great.
Yeah.
UConn was not.
UConn. No, UConn was
They,
great.
they were beyond great. Yes.
Yeah, UConn was really
Yeah.
good. Folks, this is Scott McElravy, the head coach of the Fairfield Mules. Welcome back, Scott. How you been?
I appreciate it. Good.
You ready for a brand new year of basketball? Are you fired up?
Brand new year, brand new kids. Don't have a lot. I got a really young group coming back, so yeah, should be fun.
Last year, who all did we? Last year, the squad. Let's see. I've got your that's your schedule. I've got your record from last year. 19-13.
Yep.
One game shy of 20 wins, and that's kind of the you have a goals each year. Of course, your goals can vary to winning the conference championship. What are the goals this year, or what were the?
Well,
did we reach the goals that we had last year?
So last year we were coming off of our first losing season in a while, the year before that, and so we flipped our record, which was great.
Right.
We got to 19 wins as the year got going on, and I think we got to at one point winning 9 in a row there.
Yeah.
We put 20 on the board. Of course, we finished one short. I blame Coach Lieb for that because 2 out of my last 3 games were against him. But that's okay.
Yeah, that was an upset in the regional too, wasn't it?
Well, we lost Tucker.
Yeah,
and so
I mean, you were higher seeded though, I guess.
we were the 4 and they were the 5.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of a toss up.
After losing Tucker, we knew that was going to be a lot tougher thing. And then kudos to them, they ended up beating Robinson. And won a regional. So and we also had tried. We were really close. We were within 3 points of winning conference. Unfortunately, that was Karma would beat them the first 2 times, kind of as an upset. They were the favored team.
Beat Carmi in the Carmi tournament as well as
And at their place, since we played home and away. And then when we got to our place, that senior night, that's when Lane broke his hand right at the beginning of the game. Tried to play through it.
I think we had that game on TV.
Yeah, we lost by 3. It was a good game. I would say selfishly the wrong team won, but that's okay. Coach Wolf may disagree from Carmi. So that was last year.
So you've got several people to replace from
We
last
do.
year's start.
Yeah, we have our 2 guards
You already
back.
mentioned Lane.
Yeah, we have our 2 guards back. We lost out of our starters last year. We had Justice Stagg and Jake Easton, but then we lost our whole front line with Lane and Landon Harrelson, and then Jay Snyder, Trent Bliss, Jay's brother Latrell. I mean, you can go down the line. We lost quite a bit there. Lost some size.
Senior night was pretty hard. Hit y'all pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, and we really, like I said, last year we were very competitive. Probably a little more than what I thought would be coming out of the summer and into the fall. There, we almost beat Heron, who won.
Ended up
the
winning.
EHT for their 3rd time in a row.
Yeah,
Took
They'll
them
be
to
back,
double
won't they?
overtimes. They will. They lost some key players too, though.
The way the EHT likes to seed that, you'll probably play them again.
We seem to.
I'm only teasing EHT people.
We seem to play the river teams a lot there, but hey, if you're gonna be the best, you got to beat the best.
If you're going to win the tournament, you got to play the best.
Yeah, and they came in undefeated. I think we came in. I mean, with a decent record, but I mean, I thought the last couple of years it's been seeded pretty close to what it needed to be.
Yeah. So the challenges in bringing back you're bringing back a team with only 2 starters returning. How many seniors will they have on the squad?
Well, we should have 4. I mentioned Justice, my son Ethan, Callum Miller, and then Brayton Robertson, which people watched him play football this fall. He was defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Those are our 4 seniors, and then we've got just a couple juniors, and then we're gonna have a big sophomore class.
Big slew of sophomores playing varsity ball, huh?
We're gonna need them. Yeah, we're gonna need them all.
I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll talk about the roster and get through the rest of the roster and talk about some more things to expect here with Coach Scott McElravy. And we will get, before the end of the show, we're going to have a long discussion on the University of Illinois basketball because you have insight.
I have a little insight.
You have insight.
I do.
We'll be back right after this. Stay around.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it. Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. We were talking here with Scott McElravy, the head coach of the Fairfield Mules, and we were talking about the roster makeup. A young roster, isn't it?
Young. I mean, we have 4 seniors, but one has varsity experience from year before.
Yeah, Dag has started for 3 years.
He has. He's or this will be his 3rd year. He's finally taller than Coach McElravy.
Hey,
he
how
lets me know
about that?
Yeah.
Justice Dag's finally getting taller.
Yeah,
so is he going to be listed 5'10" now or 5?
He's a good 5'11" at
Good
least.
deal.
Yeah.
Well, he's catching up to Ryland. That's
I would love for him to catch him before the season starts. But that's okay because I think Dad's about 6'4".
Yeah, Dad's pretty big.
Yeah. So and then Jake, as a junior, he started all of last year and played a little bit as a freshman. But really, those are the only 2 guys that we have.
Who's your other junior there?
I've got Lane Robson. He was a starter on the JV team last year. Tight end on the football team this year. Yeah.
Do you see, and I think I've asked you this before, do you find that playing on the football team might give them a little bit more toughness, especially when they play against teams that don't have football?
Yeah, I think it helps. I mean, because that's almost a guarantee that person's been in the lifting and program with Coach Bailey and Coach Townsend. my son plays golf because he has to,
Yeah,
because of his
yeah.
medical condition, and all this fall in golf, people were like, "Why aren't you playing football?" And that was the $1 million question. He's like, "Well, I can't."
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
you can get bigger, stronger, faster other ways, but just the discipline of football, it definitely doesn't hurt. I think there's more positives than negatives for sure.
How about sophomore class? Tell me about the sophomores.
Big group of kids, led by Owen Gruen. Hopefully we can get him healthy this year. I think fans lost out last year and not seeing him at full health.
You know, that's the thing.
'Cause he's very talented.
He got an opportunity to play a little bit. He was You're having to keep him down to 5 or 10, some number
Yeah.
of minutes per game in the
Right.
varsity level, and you're also kind of trying to keep him down at the JV level, weren't you?
Yeah, and then went back and forth from medical advice on play, not play, and so it was frustrating for him. But he's a talented kid, and then we've got a whole slew of sophomores.
Who else do you have coming in?
Breaking Cavachi, Cruz Wells, Austin Grieve. People
Is
saw
Braken
him.
going to get tall as well? Or
So Braken's taller than Coach Mack too. He's probably about 6 foot, 6'1".
well, Braken's dad's 6'6" or something like that.
Yeah, we're really hoping that happens that way. If not, we're going to blame mom or somebody. I don't know. Mom's great. We don't want to, yeah. Michael Barner, Austin Grieve, Cooper Berg, all those guys were football guys there. So sophomore class is pretty solid.
I didn't really. I knew Barner was a sophomore. I'd forgotten Grieve was a sophomore.
Yeah, and he really came into his own there at the end as a cornerback for the football team. And he's healthy too. We were a little scared with that.
How much a difference have you been able to see in these kids from last year when they were freshmen versus this year as they're sophomores? When going in, sophomores probably don't think they're going to get that much time varsity level, but these kids are going to get some time.
Yeah, they're going to get some time, as well as the juniors. We really try to schedule up in the summer. We had a really strong group of teams that we played this summer. When we went down to Benton, we played Benton, Nashville, and Pleasant Plains.
Benton and Nashville both state qualifiers last year.
When we were at
Benton got second, right?
Yeah, they're very good again this year.
And they're bringing the guy back, their stud duck back, two of them.
Yep. When we went to Gibson Southern, we played.
You have them back on the schedule too.
Our schedule is not for the week. We don't just play area teams and conference teams. No. But we played Jasper. We played Vincent's Lincoln. We played Evansville Bossy this summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did. So
where do you play? I mean, usually when you talk to coaches, they remain in their same state. Where do you find the opportunity to play Jasper and Bossy and all those other Indiana schools?
We go just across the river to Gibson Southern. They run a great shootout. They have a great facility where they have 5 gyms on campus there. So they're rolling 20 teams in for the day, and you get 3 games. And lo and behold, those are the 3 teams we played. So, Bossy, Jasper, and Lincoln, all 3A teams.
Yeah. When you get the opportunity to play at the summer level, I've never been to a summer game in my life. Are those 32 minutes? Are those basically the same rules as high school basketball? How does that work?
That's a good question. It kind of depends on where you go, because we go to Vandalia. We've went there for 20 plus years. A lot of times you have a running clock, which is different.
Right.
You may get 1 time out of half, which when you're rolling in new guys, you feel like you need 10, but you get 1.
Are coaches able to coach it?
You are able to coach. When I played, you could not.
I was going to say, I didn't think it used to be you couldn't.
That's not to say the coaches didn't. They just coached from the door.
From the bleachers.
They did. You knew they were still there, but you can coach.
When did that change? How long ago?
It's been that way ever since I've been around. Okay. So it's been in the last 30 years or so. Substitutions are a little more free. You're giving a few more kids a chance to play, but I mean they're actual games. Yeah. So it's really good experience for our kids.
Well, I see, now that's good that you get the opportunity to play a different level of school. Going to that Gibson Southern thing, you're playing, like you said, 3A schools in Indiana, which would be equivalent to
3A here.
3 is okay.
Yeah. So that'd be Mount Vernon. It'd be like Mount Vernon Centralia size or bigger.
That's and the Vandalia schools is that mainly 2A or
that's a really good mix of 1A, 2A. So when we were up there this summer, we played my high school, Cumberland. But then we played Carterville, we played Murfreesboro, we played Vandalia.
How many do you think you're going to end up play? How many games over the course of the summer do you end up playing?
So when you go to Gibson Southern, it's 1 day, 3 games. When we went to Benton, it was 1 day, 3 games. Vandalia is kind of unique. You play 3 games on 1 day, and then you come back and play 2 in the morning, and then you get into a single elimination half game tournament.
Wow.
So you have a chance in 2 days to play.
How many teams are there?
If
you play that half game tournament,
15 to 18 teams.
Yeah, you could play 4 games in
You
that.
could play about 4 to get to the championship, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. So that's why you usually, you hope you have about 10 or 12 guys so you can spread out the minutes a little bit better. But when we go to Vandalia, we spend the night as a team and have a good time with it. Summer basketball, honestly, is a lot of fun. Or we make it a lot of fun.
I always see the being a lineman. We never got invited to play.
No, the
summer
7-on-7s. No,
it's all 7-on-7.
Yeah.
So yeah, it always seems like a lot of fun, and I see these volleyball teams traveling around, and they seem like they're having a lot of fun. It's actually, even though it's not serious, like you're not paying the gigantic money that people do in travel basketball or something like that. It's a good way to keep in touch with the sport, isn't it?
It is, and where we get, we've always prided ourselves. Our freshmen pay for like our Mules camp as freshmen, and then after that, we don't make them pay for anything else. Now, in saying that, we do.
We got mule backers or something.
Well, no, we raise all our own money. That means that Coach Mack and Bailey and used to be Coach Book were in the concession stand every Friday night at football games.
Oh, yeah.
The football team returns the favor during basketball time. And then we have a 3-on-3 tournament in the spring we host to get some money there.
Well, there's always different ways to raise money, because there's always different things you have to spend money on.
Yeah, and
entry fees for the tournament.
Yeah, and like you said, it's nothing like travel sports. Like the entry fees, a couple $100 just to cover the refs, and then maybe get the host school a little bit of extra cash themselves.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break and come back and talk a little bit about some of the changes taking place at the facility. How about that?
Sure.
We've got a ton of changes.
We do.
You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back after this.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at lemansonline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
long jumper too.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Scott McElravy is here. He's the Fairfield High School basketball coach. Okay, we've shown it a little bit in. We've had a few the varsity girls volleyball games, so we were able to show a little bit of the court. Tell me. Does it take do the kids get used to a new court immediately, or does it take longer for coaches to get used to a new court?
I don't know.
You used to know where everything was going to be.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new court. It looks really nice. Yeah, the kids love it.
Are they excited?
Yeah, for sure. And then just, of course, the new scoreboards and everything. The Mule Barn's it's juiced up, spiced up a little bit.
I haven't had a chance to tell people about the new scoreboards because, ladies and gentlemen, these things are huge.
Yep.
And they can basically become computer screens.
They are state of the art. Yeah, and our sound system is really, really good for.
So they put in new sound.
Our musical and play sound system will blow people away now. It's
We're not just going to be AC/DC over and over and over again, is it?
I hope not. I hope not.
Well, now that way you also got the band up there playing.
Yep.
Too. Okay, what was the catalyst on having to get a new court? You had a leak, right?
We may have the floor itself was really about on its last layer. I think that was the original floor from the 50s, so you can only sand down and re-wax so many times. So I think that was the biggest part right there.
Was it? I didn't even think about that. What could you tell that it was thinner than maybe some other courts you go to? If you jump up and down.
I don't know if you could tell it's thinner. It just didn't have the traction, near as good a traction as the newer courts.
So this isn't just a paint job. This is a brand new floor.
It's brand new wood. So like last spring, it was I believe it was May 1st maybe. There was a group from Wisconsin that came in and they stripped it down to nothing. You went in there and it was
took it to concrete.
Yep. So brand new stuff.
No kidding.
Yep.
So you're excited about it?
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Who designed who did all the design of it? Because the paint, the paintwork is. If you look at it, it'll be easy to tell if somebody's inside or outside of the 3-point line.
Yeah, I think that was our administrative team. We were shown pictures of it a little bit, but I was plenty fine with the way it came out. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to talk with Brian Foster and anybody about one of the games that we'll show the schedule here in a minute?
Yeah.
But one of the games that we're shooting is Jed Foster night. Have you had a chance to talk to Brian about the naming of the court or anything like that?
I have, because he gives a scholarship in his dad's honor every year to qualifying senior boy and girl. So every year we kind of go over that, and I kind of help him with the recipients and stuff. But yeah, that's super gracious from the Foster family and their contribution. But I think if Jed was around, he'd be really proud.
If Jed was around, I think you're probably right. Here is, that's almost too small to look at, but this is the regular season roster, not including the tournaments. Who's really, really good on that? Benton? Carmi? Aldie?
Carmi would be good. Waltonville is going to be one of the best 1A teams in the South.
We aren't able to get that Waltonville game. I want to do the Waltonville game.
They are very good.
We ended up we've got 3 opportunities of Waltonville coming into gymnasiums that we do. We're only going to be able to catch them once.
Yeah,
and that's going to be we're catching them against Sisney late in the year. So
they are legit, and they're mainly still juniors. They've got a really good junior point guard who is Rob Flanagan's nephew.
How did he get away from Olney?
Olney wanted him. Mount Vernon wanted him. Everybody wanted him. We'd take him too. He's Kyle Cooper, really nice player. And then they've got a big kid inside, 6'6", Gage Peterson. Very, very good players. And they've got some good kids around. Like that, honestly, maybe... them and Benton are probably 2 of the best teams we'll play all year.
We mentioned Benton. I'm trying to remember the judge's son that is...
Dr. Tedeschi?
Yeah, Tedeschi's judge's son. That kid is a star, isn't he?
Colorado State.
Yeah.
That's where he's going. 6'6", can really, really shoot it. Really thin, but, he's athletic. I don't know how many blocks he had last year. It's a bunch.
It's kind of been, I've known you since you were Tim Pearson's assistant. It's kind of been, Tim and you liked to load up your schedule, don't you?
Yeah, and looking back at the old Fairfield schedules when you're in the NEC, they were always tough.
Yeah.
Not
even, outside of the NEC as well.
Right, because back then they played McLeansboro once or twice a year, and McLeansboro was really good. That's when they were McLeansboro, not Hamco. They would play they'd go to the Charleston Holiday Tournament, which was loaded with 2A, 3A, 4A teams.
For crying out loud, yeah.
So I think that's kind of a Fairfield tradition. It's not going to get you the maximum amount of wins every year if you're just looking for wins, like I think some programs do. But I always have thought that it makes our kids better at the end. It makes it to where when we get in those games against Heron in the quarterfinals or the semifinals of the EHT, they're not afraid to play those teams.
Right. Speaking of looking for wins, did you know that you're 3 wins away as a school from 1,000?
So I did.
Is that right?
I didn't know that. That's as of 19. I have looked at the IHSA site before. Our records only go back to 51, 52. I think.
Really?
So we technically.
I guess that's right because it says 66 years.
Yeah. So we technically probably have more than 1,000, unless we didn't win any games in the 40s and 30s, which I hope we won something.
I can't imagine. You got shut out every year.
But I think we've Dan Harris and Brian Turner have done a really good job of some of the older seasons archived. They've got a big spreadsheet that they've shared with me that's really neat. But it does only go back to about 51, I think.
Well, that's fascinating because you've got fellows around that I know a guy who played on the 1952 team, Bob Young.
Yes,
played on the 1952 team. So you could he would know some of the stuff from before that. But I also know a guy who played on the 1929. Well, he's no longer with us, but a guy who played on the 1929 basketball team whenever they were basketball and football back then. So they did have teams that won games. So they did win a few games. Yep. Trust me on that. One other thing you notice looking at that is you're entering your 20th year. Did you whenever you started your first year back there in 2005, 2006, what was the thought process of going 20? Or did it occur?
There was no thought process of 20. I really didn't. I really didn't see that. I wasn't, I didn't consider myself a lifer, which I'm almost there, but I just loved basketball and being around it, and those 20 years have went by so fast. I mean, they really have.
That's outstanding. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take our final break. We're going to come back and talk about the BDC East, as well as we're going to talk Illini basketball. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Scott McElravy is here. Back right after these. Stick around.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic famous maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hit the right button, or hit the button. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I've got Scott McElravy here. We have you guys on Wabash Catch TV 6 times planned before the postseason, so make you a big star there, Scott.
I see. The last time I get to go against Coach Lieb at his building, you have that game.
Yeah, the bad deal is I didn't get the return game. I didn't. I always have. That's usually my final game of the Fairfield season. But I thought, oh well, I've got somebody else going that night. So
I told him I have a great surprise for him when he comes to Fairfield.
Have you now?
We've been good friends.
You're going to try to beat him.
He deserves that. He's the one coach that I don't have a winning record against.
Let's talk about the BDC conference. Carmine's got a lot coming back, don't they, Coach?
They have their 2 best players coming back. Mitchell Edwards, 6'6", athletic kid. He's been starting since his freshman year. Same thing with Gavin Holloman.
He's senior this year finally?
He is. He's getting some JUCO, D3, maybe even low D2 looks, I think. Not for sure. Good players. They've got some size. They've
like you said, returning champs.
Yeah, they've won it the last 2 years. And then, there's some balance in there after that. Flora's always going to be competitive. They've got some kids back. Maybe a sleeper team, Edwards County.
Yeah.
With all their kids, I think they're gonna be more competitive this year, which they were last year. But I think they could take that next step.
I was wondering about Edwards County as well because they won the regional last year. They were. It was a surprise they beat Dietrich. And I was wondering about Edwards County having a shot at the Connie Allen this year because it's a 1A tournament, but EC plays a 2A schedule.
Yeah, I would say their schedule is kind of like our schedule. We play some 3As and good 2As. They do the same as a 1A.
Yeah.
They play all the tough 2A teams and that sort of thing. They've got a lot of kids back. They have a good freshman coming in, point guard, that's going to help them too. So they've got a shot too. And then, of course, we're going to be there, El Dorado and Hamco.
Let's talk a little bit of El Dorado. How do you get past? The gigantic fissure, basically in the middle of the season last year that occurred. Who is coaching El Dorado this year? Is Rod Warren still coaching from after taking over last year?
He is not. They let him go at the end of the year.
I wondered if I kind of thought they would.
He worked for a buck and got in there and did all that, and then they let him go. And I don't know this coach. I think his last name's Duffy.
Okay.
He was a player back for Coach Goodley, I think, back in the 80s maybe, or 90s. I'm not for sure. But they're brand new staff again. So
see, now you're bringing up years that the only times we would have played. Well, we probably didn't for several years because Fairfield went to Charleston.
We did,
and I wouldn't have been paying attention.
Right.
Fairfield went to Charleston in '88 or so, 88, 89, and had no contact with El Dorado for probably about 10 years.
And back then, they were going through the Super at Charleston, too.
Right.
So, that was one of the...
That was why they went that direction.
It was, and it helped them.
And that's the thing. El Dorado lost a ton of seniors in the middle of the year last year.
Yeah, so they had some young kids.
So you're looking at you're going to be bringing back young kids who've played at least half a season, I guess.
They got kind of a bonus season there at the end, and I don't think they won a game after that.
No, I don't believe they did. No.
I've not seen a situation like that before. Thankfully, I've never been in one like that.
Oh, can you imagine?
So, yeah, that's tough. Who knows with them? Who knows?
And with Hamilton County, they've got an outstanding coach, our good friend Doug Miller.
Yeah, they'll play hard. They lost a few kids, too, but they he played a lot of kids last year, so some of these kids coming back, they've actually got more varsity experience than we do.
That's probably
So-
true. Let's talk a little bit about the Fighting Illini. They played their first game of the season Monday night. Of course, just about everybody played their first game of the season Monday night. Coming off of that loss a week ago, the exhibition loss to Ole Miss. Do you think that might have woken up the coaching staff, or might have woken up the players a little bit, going down there and playing poorly in Oxford?
So I watched that game. It was on
It's on
SEC
television.
Network,
Yeah.
which we had. And usually when Illinois is making a lot of turnovers and not playing defense, Underwood's not smiling. I think he was just kind of sarcastically smiling that game. In other words, let's just wait till we get back
Because
to
he knew
Champaign.
what was coming.
We're going to make this better. But they're very talented. I got the opportunity, since Noah's still up there, to watch a practice.
His son.
And they're very talented. They're just really young, very green, a lot of new faces, big too. I mean, their guards are 6'5", 6'4", and then they just get really big.
They get
after
really
that.
big after
Yeah.
And they got fortunate with Avicic being able to play.
That was a big key. 7'1", he can really shoot it, big body. The other European point guard, very good.
Casper, Jack. Oh, I can do this. Yakashonis.
Kasparis Giacosonis. Yeah.
Kasparis, okay, I had it wrong. Kasparis, the K on the first, then the J. It's
Otherwise known as KJ.
KJ, yeah, call him KJ.
Yeah.
Kasparis and Yakashonis.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you met him yet?
Well, I didn't really get to meet. I mean, at practice, we're kind of up on the second
Well, I didn't
level.
know if
and
Noah was going to bring the kids around.
He did not. We met some as they were walking in and out of the building. It's a really cool thing being.
Now
able to do
you're
that.
kind of you have access because of your son as a manager. Tell me a little bit. Is Coach Underwood similar to the football team in that they offer coaches access from time to time?
Yeah, actually,
high school coaches.
Yeah, we could actually go watch practice
as a high school coach.
As a high school coach, there were other high school coaches there that day. Now, having Noah as a manager, we get a little bit better seats and stuff at games and things like that, and when especially after games, and you get to meet some of the players just because he's walking out with them and stuff.
It's fascinating to me that Coach Underwood, Brad Underwood at Illinois, he kind of has a similar thought on scheduling as Fairfield does, doesn't he?
Oh, his schedule this year is brutal. I mean,
brutal.
They play Alabama, they play Duke, they play Arkansas.
Alabama's number 2 in the country.
And Duke's
number 1.
Or 1.
Because UConn's 3.
Yeah. We won't mention them. They're really good.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Got
It's
Tennessee
all right.
coming up again.
Tennessee's good.
Tennessee lost their best player, thank goodness.
And then you go through the gauntlet of the Big Ten. So,
it's a lot of fun. Now, they also get a chance to celebrate coming up. Tell me a little bit about the big celebration this week, if you don't mind.
So this Friday they get to have the ring ceremony. So when they won the Big
Ten championship,
last year, and the managers on up to players, assistant coaches all get a ring. So.
Oh, now that's really
get a little bit of bling. We'll get to see Noah's bling on Friday.
Son Noah McElravy will get a little bit of bling. What is his job as a manager? What do they have to? It changes over the years.
It's anywhere from get practice together, like the equipment and that sort of thing. The younger kids will say when his first year up there on Friday night was his laundry night. So he had laundry night on Friday nights.
But he's of an age now where he'll begin to play with the manager's team, won't he?
He's played. They all get to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when a team comes in, it's usually the night before. If they bring a manager squad, they play. They play pickup.
They usually do pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, he says pretty fun.
Was Noah actually brought on as manager because of his skills as a player?
No, they had no idea. He tells me he's the best golfer on the team.
He probably is.
I know he is that.
Yeah,
and he's one of the better shooters, but they have a lot of fun. And,
half the battle.
They get in on practice like in drills and stuff
Yeah.
every once in a while. So,
Well, outstanding.
A lot of fun.
Give him our best. Scott,
We will do that.
thanks very much for being
Appreciate
here.
it.
And best of luck to the Mules this year.
Thank you.
Folks, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Big Talk. Have a great day.